Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and that's why I haven't made any videos. But today's episode is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be talking about what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, getting the company to basically become commercialized, trying to get loans and trying to get investors, meeting with investors. And then we're going to do a quick update on the aquarium. So I don't want to hold you guys from this really big update on the company, but let's get started. First off, we've been working really hard to get Valor Aquaponics to become a commercial enterprise here in Wisconsin and hopefully one day nationwide. So that has involved getting business plans written, spending a lot of money to get our business plans written, getting our financials, so filling out applications and a lot of things like that. So it's been a lot of work. That's why between starting my new job and doing this, I haven't really had time to make videos. So we have applied to numerous angel investors, a lot of investment firms in Wisconsin. We've heard back from a couple of them. And the main thing that you're gonna hear, if you guys are gonna be like me and trying to get funding for your business, for your aquaponics business, you're gonna hear a lot of no's, and it's gonna be for one of maybe two reasons. First is that there is no business model for aquaponics. So almost everybody that I've spoken to has never heard of aquaponics. I'm talking about at least 6 or 7 investment groups, a handful of banks, and another. It's called Wibic. They have never heard of it, and I've been talking to a couple mentors, a couple accelerators. They've also never heard of aquaponics. So that's going to be one of the biggest hurdles in trying to get funding. If there's nothing to compare it to, it's going to be hard to try to justify asking for $100,000 or $500,000 or even $50,000. They want to make sure, these investors want to make sure that they're going to get their money back, and not only get their money back, but make a little money too. And even though you can have the greatest business plan written, even though you can have all of your financials written down, you could have multiple. I have 3 models for financials starting off at in a 10,000 square foot facility, a 100,000 square foot facility, and a 1,000,000 square foot facility. And I had that broken down for net and gross revenue after expenses. And I had that written out for 5 years for each. And that doesn't seem to matter because, once again, there's nobody huge. There's not a major player in the country, so there's nobody that they can model after, which is good and bad. It's great for companies like me because if we can get our foot in the door, that means in 5 years we could potentially become a major player nationwide. The downfall is trying to get those people to give their money. And I understand where they're coming from. It's a lot of money. You're talking about tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars, potentially in the millions. And that's not my money, that's somebody else's money. And if that was my money, I'd be weary too. I think you guys would be too. So that's one of the biggest hurdles you're going to get. The second hurdle is if you don't have fantastic credit, you're never going to get financing. It is virtually impossible. So like me, I've maxed out my credit card, so that has taken a substantial toll on my credit. It's actually taken me from becoming fundable to not fundable. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. I am working with a veterans mentor to see if we can maybe get us a veteran loan, an entrepreneur loan. Nothing huge, but something to get our foot in the door and just to show investors like, hey, we can get financing. We just need a little bit more help. So luckily, through the veterans business opportunity, I was able to meet up with the SBDC in Milwaukee here this morning, actually. And the gentleman, fantastic gentleman by the name of Doug, and he's a proven businessman. He's built multi-million-dollar companies and sold them. So this is a guy that I can really learn from. And what he's going to do is he's going to help give me some direction. He's going to look at my business plan, take a look at my financials, see what keywords I can take out or put in. to better align with what investors and what banks want to see. And then he's also going to put me in touch with some investors. So there's a couple events throughout the year where potential entrepreneurs can actually basically do a elevator pitch to them live in a large group. So that's a little nerve-wracking, but it's a great opportunity for you to reach a massive amount of potential investors. And honestly, to do aquaponics, at least in Wisconsin, you could do it very well for about $100,000, and that's including having extra money for the whole year, so that you can pay, so that you have money for your lease for a 100,000 square foot facility, paying for all your materials, and then having some buffer there, because you never want to just get $100,000 and just want to just spend it all right there. You don't want to do that, because then that leaves you basically on the hook to pay for anything else out of pocket. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have $20,000-$30,000 just lying around in a bank. So it would give us, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 buffer, just for any unexpected expenses, things like that. And they would pay for a lease for a full year, which would give us plenty of time for us to start getting some traction into our business. Because typically it's going to take about 90 to 120 days for us to start getting sales, and it's probably going to take probably about 6 to 8 months for us to really start being able to start turning a profit. So it gives us plenty of time, gives us a little leeway. So that's what we're working with right now. I've met with a couple investment firms. Some of them have said no, we have no idea what aquaponics is, and as a result, we don't want to have anything to do with you. However, and then here's the other part. This is actually a third issue, is that most companies, most banks, most investors are not going to want to invest in what's called pre-seed or seed companies. And that is a company that is, whether it's an idea written on paper, or you've already, maybe you've incorporated, but you don't have an actual product that you're selling right now. And most investors don't want to invest in that. They want to invest in companies where they know that they're going to get their money, which makes sense. I get it, I really do get it. But that also makes it really hard for companies like me to get started, because I would say 9 out of 10 investors, 9 out of 10 banks, 9 out of 10 financial institutions don't want to deal with startups, which makes starting up really hard, especially when you don't have wealthy friends and family to rely on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't have wealthy friends and family. I wish I did. However, there are still some avenues. I did submit a grant proposal this morning, and then we are still going to pitch to a couple investment firms. There are a couple investment firms that still haven't gotten back to us because we applied during what's called their evaluation process. So they're going to evaluate our company, evaluate Aquaponics, and then they're going to see if it makes sense financially for them to invest. So that's kind of where we're at. It's a lot of ups and downs. So it's a lot of hills. It's a lot of challenges. It's kind of like the tough mudder course, where you're just going to be, you got to climb some obstacles. But if you really want this, you're gonna fight for it. And I really believe in this aquaponics. I really believe in what we're doing, and I really believe that Valor Aquaponics can be a nationwide franchise or a corporation in the next 5 to 10 years. I really do. And I'm not gonna just, a couple no's aren't going to detract me from achieving my goal. I'll keep working hard. I'll do what it takes. I have I've signed up for some accelerators. I've signed up for some classes. I've signed up for, I'm doing whatever it's going to take to make investors happy, or potential investors happy. And that's what they want to see. They want to see that you're not just asking for money. You're willing to do what it takes. If they want you to join an accelerator program, join the accelerator program. If they want you to take this free course, or they want you to meet with this mentor, you do what you got to do. And I'll be the first to say I don't know everything about running a business. So I'll take any information that they have, and and I'll treat it like gold. Like yesterday, I met with an investment firm yesterday, gave me a lot of valuable advice. They gave me a lot of valuable resources, and they're going to keep in touch with me because they believe in what I'm doing. They just don't particularly deal with seed and pre-seed companies, but they would be interested in investing once we get going. So you never want to burn those bridges because you never know when you might need them. So that's where we're at from a business standpoint. Now, the aquariums are doing well. I did have a massive, sorry guys, I have an itch in the back of my neck. So, oh man. All right, sorry about that. So I've had a massive outbreak of algae in my aquariums. And coincidentally, it all happened in all 4 aquariums at the exact same time, which tells me it's probably something in the water. So recently we've had some major temperature swings in Wisconsin. It's gone from 10 degrees up to 50 degrees and just been fluctuating back and forth and back and forth. So I'm guessing at one point when I was doing my water change that there must have been something in the water, whether it was too much phosphate or something just leached into the water with maybe all the rain that we've had. And it just caused a massive algae bloom. I mean, it actually almost clogged up my aquaponics system. So I had to spend quite a bit of time the other day and do a thorough cleaning. I kind of dismantled all the tubing, all the piping, and I cleaned them out, hooked everything up. I made sure that all the pumps were clean. I made sure, I did a big water change, made sure to make sure that beneficial bacteria was still in there. I think part of the problem too, though, was that I was testing out these UV filters that I found online. They had amazing reviews on Amazon. I think it was like 4.8 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I was like, okay, my water is, I would say, about 90% clear. There's still that 10%, so I wanted to get something to make my water better. And instead, it made it 90 times worse. I mean, it was to the point where, there was algae everywhere. Algae everywhere. I mean, it was probably one of the worst mistakes I made in trusting reviews. I'm guessing that it's probably one of those reviews where, one of those products where they had a lot of fake reviews. It's been happening a lot on Amazon lately. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I believe it was called the Kudia UV filter. And I mean, we're talking about, one of my aquariums is only 29 gallons, and it couldn't even handle that. It destroyed the water in that tank, and the water was clear when I put it in. I had just put it in after a water change, so the water was great. It was clear. It was treated. It was treated for any hard metals. It was treated for chlorine, which I don't think I have chlorine since I have well water. So it turned into a nightmare. So now most of my aquariums are clear except for one, and it's the 20 gallon. It's the newest aquarium, first of all. So, but then also when I went to clean out the filter, a lot of the algae fell back into the water, and now there's an algae bloom in the water. It's not the red algae. It's that cloudy algae. So it just needs a little time to. The beneficial bacteria, it does need to go through the nitrifying. I need the nitrifying bacteria, so it hasn't fully cycled yet. So I do plan on cleaning my filter either tomorrow or the day after, and kind of going from there. But the exciting news is this. Here's the clip that I want to show you guys. This is from last night, and this is this was just unexpected. So as you can see, I have 2 tilapia in this tank, and they are awfully pale. And this is not their normal color. This is actually a completely different color. And so I did some research, and I found that when tilapia are ready to breed, they may change colors. So as you can also see from the bed of the bottom of, or basically the substrate at the bottom of the aquarium, they are digging a little hole. And as you can see, they're scooping out the rock and putting it aside. So I have some tilapia that are getting ready to breed. I wasn't prepared to breed in this tank, but I now have a 5th aquarium, a little 10-gallon aquarium set aside so that if and when they do breed, I can pull the female out with her eggs and she can stay in there for a couple days, and then I can remove her from the aquarium so that she doesn't eat her young. So I will so once the eggs start hatching, I will remove her and I'll let the fry grow in the 10-gallon aquarium. And then from there, I'll have to figure something out because I don't have room for like 200 or 500 or 1,000 tilapia fry. So we'll have to figure something out. But it's really exciting because, you know, I do have that 29-gallon tank and it hasn't done anything. The fish are growing. They're like almost 6 inches now. I measured them with the tape measure, but other than that, there's nothing else going on. So it's kind of weird that it's happening in that aquarium that I didn't have set up. But it does have more fish, so it does give more opportunities for the fish. And the weird thing too is it's at 81.5 degrees. So it's not quite to 85, what they need to breed. But overnight, or in the hours before, I had an issue, and the water temperature actually got down to 77 degrees. Actually, I think it got down to 76 degrees. So then it jumped back up to 81.5 over the course of a day. So I think in their minds, it's triggered something biologically where they're like, oh, now I'm ready to breed. So I just checked today. There's nothing there yet. So we'll have to see what happens. Otherwise, the vegetables are going great, fantastic. I don't have any vegetables fully grown yet. I do have some cucumbers that are just starting to come in. I have some zucchini that I think or it's actually peppers. There are peppers that are just starting to grow. And my cucumbers have actually started to flower. I'm trying to hand pollinate them, so we'll see if that works. So that's kind of what's going on. I know this is a kind of a long video, but there's a lot of information, so I really appreciate you guys coming on and watching these videos. I know this one's kind of boring because there's not a whole lot of fish to watch, but it's pretty informative if you're trying to become a business. So if you have some suggestions for, you know, maybe you've had success getting financing, or you've had success with investors, or, you know, you want to share some knowledge, that's kind of what I want to do with you guys. Anything that I can help you guys with. And I would hope that you guys that want to that watch these videos want to help each other out too. So leave a comment below. Let everybody know what you want to do, or, you know, if you have any tips or suggestions. Just remember too, you can get more information about Valor Aquaponics by visiting our website, valoraquaponics.com, and then you can also visit our Facebook page. It has links to our YouTube page, which you guys should already know where that is if you're already on my video, and then our Patreon page for anybody that wants to give financially. We are trying to grow. We are also on Indiegogo. I will try to put a link in the description below as well if you want to give, whether it's $5, $500, $5,000, $5 million. But so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I love the fact that you guys come and watch my videos. It's fantastic. And just remember to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And I'll see you guys later.